What it do, y'all? Alright, y'all, so we are here with another mommy vlog. Alright, y'all, so yeah, today I ain't put no makeup on, so sorry, y'all. But today we are here to talk about questions for your baby's doctor. Alright, so when you are a new mom, like, you don't always know the answers, and you don't always know the questions to ask, to be honest with you. So I have a few questions. I do have my paper right here so that I won't miss anything. I could tell y'all everything and all of that. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. So the first one is about general health and development. So your first question could be something like, how is your baby's growth and development so far? They will show you. So me and my baby, we have Kaiser. I don't know about everybody else, but I know Kaiser will show you like a chart. They have a TV that's in the room. Well, not a TV, but it's a monitor that's in the room, and they'll show you like the growth and development, like the lines. They'll show you like what percentile your child is on and all of that type of stuff. So you can ask them and kind of ask them to elaborate and see, like, you know, are they growing on the right percentile? You know, what does that mean? Ask them all of those type of things. They will answer them. They should answer them. They better know the answers. If they don't, you need to change your insurance. But yes, next is, are they meeting development milestones for their age? So I'm a firm believer in don't be naive, but let your baby grow on their own. So there are some kids out there that do have mental issues, and as a parent, I feel like you should not be naive. You will know if something is wrong with your child. You know it as a mom, but don't be naive. If something is wrong with that child, get help for that child. But some kids just learn slower than others. Some kids start crawling at 10 months. Some of them start crawling at a year. Like, don't let social media dictate where your child should be. Like, okay, if I posted, okay, my child is crawling at 9 months, I don't know, something, like, then don't be feeling like, oh, you need to hurry up and start crawling, like you're supposed to be crawling in 9 months. No, don't do that. Like, that baby will crawl. You'll know if there's like a defect or something like that with your child. Like, just go get them help, but don't rush the child. Like, they will crawl on their own, they'll walk on their own, and all that type of stuff. If you see like something is wrong with the baby's foot or something like that, then definitely go get it checked out. That is definitely a question for your doctor. Your doctor should also notice things like that and let you know whether, you know, something is wrong with their feet or their feet placement or something like that, their arms or anything like that. They should let you know that, because you should be having doctor appointments kind of not back to back, but like monthly when they first come out, like newborns, but then it kind of gets to like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, stuff like that. And I do have videos of my child's. I don't think I vlogged all of them, but I tried my best to get most of the baby doctor's appointments. So you can definitely go back and watch that stuff. I'll talk to you about like what they went over and things like that in those vlogs. So if you just watch my mommy playlist, then you'll see everything, trust me. The next one is, what should I expect in terms of growth in the next few months? So maybe things that you can work on with your child to help them get to that next milestone and things like that. Just ask those type of questions. And I'm not going to say you'll know the right questions to ask, but you'll know a ballpark, and you should be able to kind of describe what you're trying to ask to your doctor, and they should be able to grasp what you're trying to ask, because this is their profession. They better use that college degree to their profession. So yeah, those are just a few like general health and development questions or whatever. So we do have some feeding questions. So how much should my baby be eating at this age? That's a good one, because you don't really know. And when the baby is a newborn, if you're breastfeeding, then usually they'll start grabbing for your boob. They'll like open their mouth, suck on their fist. Like, those are some little gestures that they do to kind of tell you that they're hungry. Some of them just cry. So sometimes you just don't know. So maybe ask a question like that if you're breastfeeding, or formula, just so that you'll know. Even when they get a little bit older, like 1 or, you know, like 9 months, when they're actually sitting up by themselves and things like that, just to know how much they should be eating. And then like my next question, when can I start introducing solids? Like just things like that. Usually it's around like 6 months, but you never know. You kind of might want to ask your doctor just to see. But they do, I know for my baby, she did drink breast milk and she did eat solid foods. So ask your doctor. But baby food, solid food, ask those type of questions. When they start getting teeth, then they can definitely start eating like solid foods. That's usually when you can start introducing them. But don't introduce them too fast because you want them to digest that food. You don't want them to choke and things like that. But that question, are there any signs that I should look for that my baby is allergic to something I'm feeding them? Yeah, you need to ask that. Especially if like you have like, if you're like very sensitive to different foods, the dad is very sensitive to different foods, you might want to ask things like that. You could definitely tell an allergic reaction though. Like my daughter, if you watched some of my vlogs, then you'll know. But like my daughter, she had started breaking out in hives because I was breastfeeding her and I had carrots. She's not allergic to carrots anymore, but for whatever reason, at that time, she was allergic to carrots. So I ain't feed her carrots anymore. But yeah. Sleeping. This is a good one. This is one that I would have put on the list. How early can I get them on a schedule? My next baby will be on a schedule as soon as they come out. Yeah. I get that question a lot. How early can you put them on a schedule? Is it hard to put them on a schedule? I personally don't know because I didn't put my child on a schedule when she was first born. At 3, I'm trying to put her on a schedule now and it's kind of hard. So I would do it as early as possible. Trust and believe. But you got to stick to that schedule. So if your schedule and the dad's schedule is all over the place, then it's kind of hard. That's how we are. So like I'm an event planner, schedule all over the place. And then like he's a firefighter, schedule all over the place. So it's kind of difficult, but we're really trying to like stick to the schedule, you know? Yeah. So I would ask that. Like how early, you know, what are some steps that I could take to start getting them on a schedule, things like that. Yeah. Ask that. How much should my baby be sleeping at this age or getting at this age? Them newborns, every 2 hours. I'm trying to tell you, it'd be like clockwork. I know for mine, it was like clockwork. She would get up, eat, play a little while, 2 hours, sleep, 2 hours. Wake up, 2 hours, sleep, 2 hours. Like it was through the night, all of that. Y'all be blessed with these babies that be sleeping through the night. Let me tell you, because mine ain't do that. And she still don't do that for real. Like she wake up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, run in our room, come crawl up in the bed, go back to sleep. I don't know what it is. I don't have a clue. And I probably messed up because I had her sleeping in the bed because I was lazy and tired and just rolled over, gave her the boob, and rolled back over and went to sleep. So, yeah, not supposed to sleep with the baby in the bed, but I sleep very light. I don't sleep wild, none of that. So, yeah, and it worked for me. I got my sleep. Yeah. So, yeah. Is it okay for my baby to sleep through the night? It is absolutely okay. Just make sure the baby's still breathing. I'm going to tell you that. I ain't got to be a doctor to tell you that. It is absolutely okay for that baby to sleep through the night. Let me tell you something. Don't wake that baby up. No moms will tell you. If that baby's sleeping, let him sleep. They're going to wake up. Just make sure they're breathing. Just make sure they're breathing. Go check on them. Don't wake that baby up. I'm trying to tell you, you better learn how to get stuff done while that baby is sleeping. If it's a newborn, baby, you're going to know as a new mom, you're tired. You're tired, baby. You're tired. You're mentally tired. Your body is tired. You are tired, mama. Okay? Get your sleep while that baby is sleeping. I'm trying to tell you, wake up. Make sure they breathing. Make sure they good. Let them sleep through the night. That will help you in the long run because my baby ain't sleep through the night then and she don't sleep through the night now. So take it from me. Okay? How do I establish a safe sleep environment? Yeah, that SIDS is serious. It's real. SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome. So if they roll over and like their nose is in a pillow, babies are not strong enough to like push off of the pillow or move their head. Sometimes newborn babies can't really pick their head up for real. So don't have too much in the bed where they can suffocate. I will say that. Also, when they start like crawling and walking and stuff like that, you better get them little socket covers. Yeah, the socket covers. If you have like sharp edges for like your fireplace or your counters or your tables, might want to get some little clear rubber things so that if they run into it or hit it, they don't scratch themselves, they don't really hurt themselves. They kind of just bounce back off. It might hurt a little bit, but it's not gonna cut or anything like that. So that's kind of how I baby proofed my house. even like now, Mel be helping me cook and stuff. If she wants to like go mess with the knobs on the stove by herself sometimes, we got covers for them that she can't take off. They got them on Amazon. I got them. Trust me. I would go get them for sure. You don't want them cutting the stove on and then you're not around, you don't know what's going on, and then your house be on fire. So, because you know, y'all like to leave stuff on the stove. We don't do that, but you know, some people do. And that's not safe either. I wouldn't do that. Like, if you come bringing groceries in the house, you put them on the stove real quick, all right, cool. Put them junks away. Don't leave nothing on the stove, because if that thing just happens to ignite, your house gonna go up in flames. So I'm just saying. Okay, next, vaccinations and preventive care. So, what vaccinations will my baby need at their next visit? So, my baby did get all her stuff. That, was it DTaP? All the ones that she needs to get, like tetanus, all that type of stuff, she got all of that. But like flu, COVID, no, she ain't get that. She be alright. I didn't grow up on vaccinations, so my baby probably won't either, and her father didn't think it was a big deal, so yeah, we left that one alone. But all of the ones that she has to have, like, is it measles? I can't remember, but all of those ones that she has to have, yes, she did get all of her vaccinations that she needs as a newborn baby. Get that stuff. You don't have to get a flu shot. They will keep asking you, but you don't have to get that, and you don't have to get COVID either. So that's why she didn't get it. Are there any side effects that I should look for after a vaccination? That's a good question too. Some babies do get fevers after vaccinations. That's normal. Because their body is trying to fight that off. But yeah. Another question that I will put on here that's not on here: how early can I put them in childcare? Childcare, some people put them in childcare as early as like 3-6 months. But like, I will say, so my daughter did not go to childcare until she was about 2.5, maybe 3, something like that. She started going to like a little, not really childcare, but it's like a little playtime type of thing with other kids for 3 hours, which is really good. But she gets sick, so like she be sick all the time. She be coughing all the time because her body's not used to the germs. So I would try to have them around kids early, so that their body can like build up that immune system and stuff like that. That is definitely a real thing. So once they get in school, when they have to be in school at the age of 5, that's another thing. They don't have to be in school until 5. They have to, well, I think they have to do kindergarten, but they don't have to do like pre-K, in Maryland anyways. But yeah, so I would get them in school as early as possible, only so that their immune system can build up. Okay. Are there any vaccinations I should be especially concerned about? Yeah, it's another one. Okay, all right, so baby safety. This is kind of the same thing. What are the best ways to baby-proof your home? We kind of went over that, but that's a really good question. Like, don't look past that question. Take care of that. How can I keep my baby safe when traveling in the car? One thing I learned this early on, but I really didn't pay attention to it. But I posted a TikTok not too long ago, and this girl commented on it. When it's cold outside, take their coat off and put them in their car seat. Don't put them in the car seat with the coat on, because they say like if you get into an accident or something happens, then it's not as secure with the coat on. So just pay attention to that. Make sure that you have a safe car seat for them and stuff like that. I would definitely, pay attention to that as well. Are there any specific baby safety concerns I should be aware of during different stages? Yeah. I don't know. Making sure that they're in the right size car seat. I will say that. Making sure they're in the back. When they are newborns, they're supposed to be facing backwards. Like, you shouldn't be able to turn around and see them. You have to look in the rearview mirror with the rearview mirror. That's why people get the rearview mirror on the back seat, so that you can look at the baby, because they're supposed to be facing backwards when they're a newborn. Once they get a little bit older, then you can turn them around. But like that's a That's just an example. But these are just different questions you can ask your doctor. Baby skin and hygiene. So what kind of baby soap and lotion should I use for my baby's skin? Which one is safe? We use Johnson & Johnson. We use Johnson & Johnson everything. We still use Johnson & Johnson. Even Draft for cleaning their clothes, like washing their clothes and stuff, we use Draft. Anything sensitive. Pampers, sensitive. Wipes, sensitive. Everything is sensitive. Aveeno, skin for babies, their lotion, we use that type of stuff. Yeah, her skin's sensitive. So is mine, so is her dad's. So we knew she was gonna have some sensitive skin. How often should I bathe my baby? Yeah, you need to ask that. Cause I don't think it's every day for a newborn. I can't remember. Now that she's 3, I bathe her every day, but I can't remember all these answers. So you need to ask your doctor. What's the best way to treat a diaper rash? We didn't have diaper rashes. Like, she didn't have a diaper rash. I made sure, like, when she got wet, I would change her. When she pooped, I would change her. I ain't just leave her sitting in it. Parents, mothers, get it together. But me personally, we use Vaseline. We ain't use that diaper rash stuff. That, was it, butt paste? We ain't do all that. When to call the doctor? You should know when to call the doctor. When something wrong with the baby, call the doctor. I got kp.org, Kaiser, like, I could just email her, type her on a little app, whatever. But what symptoms should I be worried about? When should I call the doctor or go to the ER? So we've never had to go to the ER. She has gone to, like, urgent care. Like, recently I had to take her to urgent care because she just was coughing too much. You'll learn after the first time you really take them to urgent care that when you'll figure it out. Trust me, you'll figure it out. But just with symptoms, like if they are throwing up, can't keep food down, take them to urgent care, take them to the emergency room, something, like take them to the doctor. If they are changing colors, babies do change colors. If they can change colors if they're really, really ill. If they're changing colors, if they got spots on them or something like that, they got bumps, hives, something. Like, you can Google some of this stuff or ask ChatGPT, but like, I'm old school. I'm gonna take her to the doctor. This is the last question. What is the best way to monitor my baby's temperature or signs of illness? Get a thermometer. The doctor, so I will say this, whenever my baby gets sick, I start writing stuff down. I go with my notes on my iPhone and I write down the time and then what happened. At 3:11 a.m. she threw up. At 3:40 I gave her some medicine. At 4 o'clock I took her temperature and it was such and such, because the doctor wants to know this stuff. Like, when she was a newborn, she would get sick. If I knew I was gonna probably have to take her to the doctor or something like that, I wrote down everything in my notes so that you can let the doctor know. Because when you're frantic and your baby is sick or not healthy or something's going on, your mind is all over the place. You're not gonna remember everything. So if you write it down, then you'll be fine. So yeah, that's a wrap. That's pretty much it. That's all I have. I know this was kind of short, but just some questions to think about for your doctor. Always ask them questions. They know this type of stuff. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. If y'all have any questions for me, please comment below. I always tell y'all that. Don't be scared to comment. I will answer them. But I will see y'all in the next vlog. And if y'all have any video topics or suggestions that y'all want me to do, please let me know. Especially if it's about mommy stuff. I got you. Boy, I got you. I got you, mama. I got you. But I will see y'all in the next vlog. Bye, guys.